live stream. We're playing The Deed because it's free to play until the 27th of September. Not the most expensive thing to go for free. I mean, full price is only $1, but hey, free is free. It's a reverse murder mystery where let's just get stuck in because the intro explains it pretty much. Thanks for joining. As you can see from the overlay, I had to stretch it a bit. Scotland, November 1945. The war is sort of over, except in the Pacific. My name is Aaron Bruce, Philip Malcolm Bruce, and rightful heir to Dunshield House. Should I attempt this carjacking? I don't think so. I've recently discovered that my talented father intends to disinherit me in favor of my deranged younger sister. Our relationship with my family is strange, to say the least. I've decided that the time has come for my sister to be removed from this ghastly equation. I intend to put her out of her misery. Unfortunately, my sister never leaves the confines of Dunshield House, which makes the matter more complicated. I've not visited our family home in quite some time. I can't bear to be in that hellhole for long. However, my presence on the night of my father's 50th birthday will cause no suspicion. I must choose the timing and method of the deed very carefully. Night is the night. I go and it is done. The bell might shake. Quite a creepy game today. Reviews well enough, like over 800 reviews, 91% very positive. Bloody hell, George, who has been responsible for maintaining the gardens? Used to be the big Jack Willis, sir. Been dead almost a year now. I'm sorry, my accent work isn't great. I do a little here and there. Don't do much on account of my bad back, though. My sister hasn't offered to help you, then. That's Jennifer isn't really the outdoor type, sir. It's almost, if I really put the effort in, maybe I could like transform that into sort of like a West Country thing almost. But yeah, that's as good as we're gonna get. You know, George, it was a joke. Very funny, sir. Let's go inside before the ocean comes to Dunshield. Come in. Converse with your relatives and search the house for useful objects. Objects are divided into two categories: items of evidence and weapons. You will only be allowed to pick up 2 objects from around the house before dinner commences, so choose wisely. After dinner, you will have the chance to plant an item of evidence, if you wish, and then commit murder. There are many ways to do the deed, but only the cunning will succeed. Nice rhyme. So I'm guessing this is going to be quite a short stream. Otherwise, I'm going to have to replay this multiple times. Get multiple murders. Well, that's assuming the first time I do it, I get wrecked. I don't think I'm going to do that. But if it is that quick, I mean, it's nice enough we can look at all the dialogue options. Good evening, Mr. Moran. May I take your coat? Let's start off then. Of course, let's take the flash whip thing off me. You're new, aren't you? The visuals are of the of the character portraits are kind of plasticky. Kind of reminds me of like those 3D visual novels. Sophia's my name. I recognize you from your pictures, Mr. Aram. I'm not new, exactly. I've been employed by your friend for almost a year. It's just that you have never visited before. I just what I'm trying to say. Like, I'll do that if we get to another playthrough of this during the stream. I have been busy. My work keeps me very busy, unfortunately. Understand? I've been away from my family lots in this my biggest job. I can't even remember the accent I was trying with her, so like, I might jump into it again. You're here now, and I'm sure you're eager to meet with the others. Just get some food. Bars in the library on your left. Your mother is in the parlor, which is on your right. Your sister's upstairs in her room, I think. Thank you. Thank you for your help, Sophie. You're welcome, Mr. Aram. I'll be in the kitchen preparing dinner. I'll sound the bell when dinner is served. A different visual style than an RPG Maker usually has. It's not that anime thing. It's a bit more closer than a darker thing. Has some attempts at photorealism. That's not copyrighted, but I think it should be fine because this game played in 1945, so that's like 80 years ago, so the copyright probably has expired. Maybe I should try and, sing along. I see you made it around. Forgive me if I don't stand. Your presence has almost given me a heart attack. Okay, yes, the relationship is strained. That sarcastic statement is the first thing his mother greets him with. Hello, mother. You sit down if you want to talk properly around. I don't want to crane my neck looking up at you. So, Ran, you finally managed to make it up here for a visit. Please tell me you aren't just here to cause trouble. I'm a little skeptical about the sudden change in your attitude around. However, if we can get through today without any drama, then I would appreciate it. Have you been up to see your sister yet? She has been going through an unusually difficult time. Will she be okay? You sound worried. Do you think it's serious? I've not seen her this bad in a long time. You remember that summer when she, with the razor? I remember. That was the last time I remember seeing her like this. So yes, to answer your question, I am worried. Anyway, you should go talk to your father if you haven't already. Wish him a happy birthday. And at least try to sound like you mean it. And need to make any phone calls right now. This feels like it's going to be a short game, but maybe it's going to be longer. Let's see. What's that song? I almost thought it was gonna be like that song, like, about the witch doctor. They go like Walla Walla Bang, like that. It almost sounded like that. cordial. I mean, how would they suspect anyone other than you being responsible for the death of your sister? There's nothing especially notable about this fireplace. This is a weird place for this window to be because the door's here, so it's like if you want to look at who's outside the door, you have to go into this room and then peek through this way. This is a dark and stormy night, classic murder mystery. You glance over your shoulder to make sure your mother isn't looking. The red book on the desk says diary on the front. Yep, I'm guessing that's a piece of evidence. The game I set on the schedule because, you know, free game, so we have a limited clock to stream this. Not that limited, but I don't stream, wouldn't stream before then, so it's best to go with this game. So we'll have to play Road Redemption on another night. This portrait of one of your ancestors dates from the 15th century. If you recall your father's lessons correctly, 15th century is a long time for a painting to survive. Recall this old grandfather clock very well from your childhood. You used to believe that if it ever stopped ticking, time itself might stop moving. That's a weird bit of exposition. Your mother had always kept the house populated with a great many plants. Like a great many plants. One. There's like, let's check the other room on this floor. Okay, there's one plant on this floor. Like, the upper floor and the basement must be a jungle, otherwise that description, you know, was false. Even now, the familiar musty smell of your father's library fills you with dread as you step inside. You have too many bad memories of this room. It's a very dark room, this. I mean, it's a study. How are you supposed to read? I mean, it's 45. They have some electricity. This lamp provides a soft glow. Right. These shelves are labeled Arts and Culture. When your father isn't looking, you quietly open the top drawer of the desk and take a look inside. It seems to be filled with his memorabilia. Under the items seems to shiver through your bones. The cruel leather toys your father used to beat you with when you were a child. I mean, they've been grown up for a while. Why does he still have this? Oh, maybe for personal use. Maybe if you planted it in the right place, it might raise good questions. Delivered toys. Father's best friend, the hunting dog named Beastie. The dog looks at you for a moment, then walks away when it realizes you have no food. I'm not sure if Iran is that much of a victim, because he seems quite antagonistic to everyone. Although there probably are, you know, bad things. I did see a flashback when I tested the game, so we'll have to see. This is a hefty tome of Bruce family history. You feel sleepy just looking at it. Dark and stormy night again. The shelves are labeled British history. Arts and culture, British history. I suppose those two subjects can, you know, align. Wait, boy. cares for the dolls? Are they going to characterize them way too badly? Like, okay, this, you know, this is now like, he's such a bad guy, yeah. Oh, I'll be right back. Sorry. Sorry about that. Just retitled my one video. Hopefully, you know, that gets a bit more coverage. Hello, Father. Father remains silent for several moments. The chill seems to pass through the library. When he finally speaks, it is in a quiet and bitter tone. You told me you'd never enter this house again, boy. Why are you here? Now that's a face. It's really stark and creepy, just the way they animated this. To you, of course, Father. Happy birthday. It's obvious why I'm here. I want to put all that unpleasantness behind us and wish you a happy 50th birthday. Happy? I honestly think this is a happy day for me. Another day when I can watch my life's work crumble to nothing. Another day to see our bloodline slit its own throat. You know how to make me happy? Move back to Dunshield, take a proper place, and do your damn duty. Late, Father. I have my own life now. My own home, my own job. And them both to hell. You think your pathetic little life really means anything? You're the last of a noble dynasty that stretches back hundreds of years. What does your life mean next to that? Everything. You're the same snot-nosed brat you always were. Boy, obviously I didn't give you enough discipline as a child. Civil, I will take my leave. I consider it determined to be impossible. I think that better end this discussion now. You're the impossible one, boy, as always. But I think you're probably right about one thing. This conversation was pointless. Now it's over. Get out of here. Talk to the sister, and maybe to the maid, and to the groundskeeper. Okay, at least there's one plant. Okay, that's two plants. Hardly, you know, lots, as I mentioned. You enter the surreal atmosphere of your sister's room. Mirrors of various sizes cover the walls, creating the eerie illusion of a crowded space. Here's our target. very grim premise, this. Ha! I thought I smelled a rat. Have you come to see me, little rat? How are you feeling? Hello, Jennifer, how have you been? Have I been? What an odd thing for a little rat to ask. Normally they just say squeak, squeak. You used to have a pet rat, didn't you? Remember what I did to him? Ow, how he squeaked. Such great pain for such a little creature. What did you want to talk to me about, little rat? I see you're still collecting mirrors. It's good to see how your mirror collection is going on. How many do you have now? 73. Can you use all of them at once? Of course not. What a silly question. Oh, it's kind of like, you know, that Archimedes death ray. If you arrange them like that, maybe you can. Like, they like just stand in the middle and like just like. Of course not. What's it? Are you making fun of my mirrors, little rat? You better not be. Go away. I don't want to speak to you anymore. Back to studying her own reflection in the mirror, completely oblivious to anything else in the world. They all just sit around in this arranged place. There's nothing of interest around their sister's bed. And they plot her sister's third love by buying mirrors and cruelty. Silky undergarments with her initials embroidered on the inside. Planted in the right place, these might leave a tale of their own. So, you know, you could theoretically make it seem like a tryst or something, and that's why they were killed, but let's leave them here for now. So many mirrors. You begin to salivate from the promising scent of roast beef coming from the kitchen beyond. There's nothing notable about this barrel. You find nothing interesting in the drawers, but on top of the cabinet, however, you see a blue box marked rat poison. Nothing of particular interest among the items in this cabinet and pantry. No reason to interfere with the saucepans and crockery. Especially notable about this fireplace. It does underground, but I suppose that's not. I mean, if the chimney goes up high enough, that's fine. There's nothing notable about this barrel. Bread. Do you think you'll be needing any bread? And why specifically animate that? Like highlighted with this outline, make it clickable. It seems the maid has left a sharp kitchen knife unattended. How foolish of her. Kitchen knife where it is for now. Please don't touch that. Some sort of potato. Oh, hello, Mr. Is there something I can do for you? What time will dinner be ready? Won't be long, Mr. Ryan. I'm preparing your father's favorite. I want to make sure it's cooked perfectly. Take your time, I can wait. There is no rush, really. You look like you're sweating yourself to death in here. Oh, you're kind, but please don't worry about me, it's my job. I've never complained about a little hard work. All that matters to me is that everything goes smoothly. Alright, I'm just gonna get back to work now. I will ring the bell when dinner is ready. Looks interesting. Decide that now is not the time for you lounging about. There's work to be done. Manage to force open the locked drawer of his writing desk. Inside you find pages of poetry penned in your sister's handwriting. They seem to be love letters penned to an unidentified female. From the descriptions, you would guess it's the new maid. Interesting. So the maid may be, you know, jilted lover angle there. There's nothing on this whole lectern. Assortment of family records and heirlooms are contained within the ornate glass cabinet. Flashback. I don't know. Of course you do. Use that head for once, boy. Great Uncle Thomas? Sigh. What initials do you see on that silverware? TV. What kind of half-wit spells Thomas with a C? I don't know. All I do is the kind of half-wit that's standing next to me. Now, which of your ancestors owned that silver chalice? If you get this one wrong, there will be serious consequences, boy. I'll say one thing for my father, his style of parenting has always been consistent. One of your mother's prized golden candlesticks sit at the center of the table. It would certainly make for an elegant traditional murder weapon. Fireplace is nothing really interesting. The wooden side table is currently empty. The bell almost closed, glitching out there for a second. It's the groundskeeper's cupboard. George seems to have left it open. Among the various household tools, he's bought a big electric rope. Strangulation is certainly a tried and tested method of murder. This is incredibly morbid. This dusty old wine cellar is where your father likes to practice billiards. The laundry room is next door, and beyond that, the servants' quarters. Father from one of his cousins. An offshoot of the Bruce family set sail for the Americas almost 100 years ago and remained there to this day. Here's this map of Kansas. No greater grief than to remember days of joy when misery is at hand. No greater grief than to remember. Oh, okay, same thing. Father always keeps an impressive amount of wine stocked in the house. knives across the table. This could certainly serve as an unorthodox murder weapon. Two pairs of shoes, freshly polished. Find nothing of interest among the maid's supplies. There's nothing here but wet laundry. Okay, plan number 3. There's a bar in this house with many plants. It's got 3 plants. Find nothing in these drawers but useless cleaning supplies. Already read that. This is certainly not the time for sitting around. Can't go rummaging through George's drawers while he's watching you. Nothing to have him sleeping in the servants' quarters. Oh, hello, sir. What can I do for you? Quite distressed about something. I do? Well, I'm sure it's nothing to do. You should trouble yourselves, of course, sir. Your concerns are my concerns. Come now, George. We've known each other many years. If something's troubling you, I want to hear about it. Gracias, sir. Ever since the new maid arrived, I feel like I'm being nice towards early retirement. She's obviously being trained to become the new housekeeper. She's taking over my responsibilities one by one. I've tried discussing the matter with your mother, but it's no use. The gentleman herself lately gave her. Please don't trouble yourself about it, sir. I probably shouldn't have said anything at all. But this new maid is a bully then. The new maid is quite domineering then. She didn't seem that way to me. She's subtle in her ways. Upon my word, she wants to be running this house. Perhaps it's not a coincidence that your sister's mental health is no worse since this lady has arrived. I don't know, I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary yet, but I have my suspicions. This is cold and heartless, a woman as I've never known. I should say no more, please excuse me, sir. That it belongs to your sister and the maid has been hiding it there after accidentally breaking it. A shard of glass from the mirror would be a horrific murder weapon. The maid's bed is immaculately well made. Nothing in these drawers but clothes belonging to the maid. Alright then, just a couple of rooms on the top floor to check out, and then we can start with the first attempted murder. Wardrobe would find nothing apart from clothes and your mother's excessive collection of jewelry. It's only once you slide with the top drawer open that you remember this is where your father keeps his shotgun. The shiny barrel almost seems to pull out to you. Guns are certainly noisy but efficient weapons. Leave your shotgun for now. You get down on all fours and peek underneath your parents' bed but find nothing under there. It's just an old chair. A flashback. George said you wanted to see me, Mother? Yes. Your sister will not be returning to St. Mary's this year, Aaron. Her condition has become too serious. I see. nothing to say besides that, Aaron? No, nothing. This is precisely what I wanted to talk to you about. The silly feud your sister must stop. Why do you think her condition keeps getting worse? Perhaps it's because you refuse to even acknowledge her. She killed Henry. For heaven's sake, Aaron, it was only a rat. Henry Rat. He was my friend. I should never allowed you to keep it in the first place. If you must blame someone, blame me. Will you forgive your sister? Never. Very well, Ram, you leave me no choice. I'll have to speak to your father about this. This house always brings back far too many memories. Yet you want the inheritance still? Alright, but I suppose you can sell the house and the assets. Reflection in the mirror. Bunny, you don't look much like a murderer. Flashback. Upper says dinner is ready. Go away, little rat. Jennifer, what are you doing? Why do you stare at your reflection like that? Not making fun of me. Yeah, that face is creepy, doll-like for some reason. I'm not making fun, I really want to know. I just wish that... What, Jennifer, what do you wish? I wish you'd go drown in a lake. Mother is waiting for you. Sister's obsession with mirrors go right back to her childhood. I never did understand why. Inside your former bedroom, now a simple guest room. Most of your old furniture has vanished, probably from on a bonfire, knowing your father. There's at least one item of yours remaining in your former room. Your old fencing sword. At least this is the weapon with which you are very well practiced. Leave the sword for now. I might use that first, but then I feel like that's gonna be the least artless. So I want to see if you can actually fail this task. You don't have time to sit around and dig up old memories. This wardrobe is vacant and barren. This bedside table has been emptied of whatever items you had let alone. Clock is ticking. The old bed, so many memories of long sleepless nights spent wishing that your entire family would disappear. Sleep. Take the sword. Are you sure you want to take the sword? Remember, you can only pick up 2 objects. Yes, I'm sure. You find that there is no way you can conceal this large weapon on your person without causing suspicion, perhaps if you had kept your coat on. Okay, so even that decision at the start of keeping your coat on is an important one. Okay, let's go for the easiest play here. Let's get a pair of your sister's undergarments. Let's get that piece of glass. What is it, George? I must protest. It has always been my duty to board wine at dinner. Well, I don't want to cause any trouble. This is what doesn't matter, George. Stop being overly pedantic. But I wonder how much of this really impacts things. The store let's just do something sensible. So maybe if you had the right rat boys and it's like, come on, let him pour the wine. Going to let George get away with disobedience, mother. Of course not. You know, I will have words after go to dinner, George. Yes, madam? Let your mother deal with it, would you? You don't need your interference. You're a little rat, isn't he, Daddy? Yes, he is. Why can't you ever keep your mouth shut, boy? Perhaps I did speak out of turn. I apologize. I'm sorry, I must have had too much wine myself. Better not let it happen again. Okay, could you come here, please? Maybe a bit, like, too harshly characterize his family. Yes, Miss Jennifer? What you want to say about what's the loveliest meal I've ever tasted? I don't know how you do it, you cunning pixie. But your kindness, of course, I will have tea and cakes for you in the drawing room as usual after dinner. Good to me, you sweet thing. So very, very good to me. Well, for me, I'm full. I wouldn't have any thank you. I could have eaten another bite. Oh, you weren't offered any, so there. Let's we'll try and be civil. Anyway, let's not forget why we're here today. Celebrate your father's birthday, such a very important occasion for us all. You're so dear to us, Malcolm. Happy birthday, Daddy. Indeed, happy birthday, Father. So it will be one to remember. Doing the deed. Now it is time to quickly plan any items of vengeance. However, you do so something in the drawing room and select the item in your inventory. When you're ready, enter the drawing room to do the deed. This item of evidence in this room? Yes. Right, to conceal this item underneath the maze below. That ought to be quite incriminating. George seems to be busy sorting through items in the outside cupboard. Is there anything else we can do? cries out in surprise as he grabs her from the line and quickly muffles those cries with one hand before passing the shard of broken glass against her throat. He struggles valiantly as he can have her throat open, but he manages to hold her in place until finally she goes limp. He drops her lifeless body to the ground along with the broken glass. It's time to leave this room before your deed is discovered. Did you slice her in half? It looks like this is a pair of legs there. Damn it, the maid's coming. Is there around? I follow her. It's my sister, she's dead. Okay, I guess I failed that. I didn't know it gets that interactive. Still out there. Well, Mr. Bruce, we have found no evidence of forced entry, but nobody has been seen entering or leaving the house. It was entirely possible then that the killer is in this room. But who? That seems highly unlikely. As it is, however, in order to call a protocol, I will have to interview each of you in turn. Mr. Bruce, would you like to meet me in the library first? I suppose so. Thank you for joining me in here, Mr. Bruce. I'm sure this won't take long. Before we begin, I'll need to search your person. Best way to get these formalities out of the way. Really necessary? I'm afraid so. Turn around, please. That's out of the way. Let's move on to the interview. So theoretically, if I did not plan on the pieces of evidence, this person could catch me. As you know, I've already spoken to everyone else who was present in the house at the time of your sister's death. We've also now completed our initial search of the house, but we'll get to that later. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? First of all, we will run through all the activities since your arrival. The maid says that you and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock and she agreed to you in the dinner. Later, went to speak to the maid again, which is curious. Why did you decide to visit me? See when dinner would be ready. I was hungry and wanted to know when dinner would be served. That makes sense. Later on, you had a conversation with your mother, Gloria, at the parlor. She told me that you were unusually cordial. Nothing about wanting to apologize and make amends. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be quite grim to really pull this off, I guess. But perhaps not too grim. I was being sincere. Yes, I want to clear the air and myself on family. I see. You think it's slightly suspicious that you suddenly wanted to reconcile after all this time? No, I don't think so. Very well then. You said you spoke briefly about your sister. Apparently, you seemed quite concerned about her well-being. You were worried my sister might attempt suicide. My mother and I were concerned that my mother might try and take her own life, as she had attempted once before. Yeah, actually, I'll take note of that. Going to see your father in the library. I understand your conversation became quite heated. My father has always had a temper. My father has a very short fuse, many of our conversations go that way. You can say it's a violent temper. Absolutely. See, that's good to know. Wait, that's good to know? Okay, so you may be involved. Discuss the prospect of you moving back to Dunshield. You refuse to do so under any circumstances, I understand. You can bear another day living with my family. Of course, I've already made a life elsewhere. However, fails to accept the fact that I've made my own life now. I can't just come move back here. But, of course, that's completely understandable. conversation with the butler. I understand you spoke about the new maid, Sophia. The butler seems to have some concerns about her. Told me the new maid is a bully. Told me the new maid is very domineering and was looking to force her out of the job. I believe cold and heartless were the words he used. Is he interested? Please speak to your sister before dinner. This makes me think maybe there's a way of framing the housekeeper by making it look like he was trying to frame the maid. So I went to her room to see her. So what did you discuss with her? Nothing at all, she insulted me and I left. Just small talk, nothing of consequence. We spoke about the terrible weather and how long it had been since we last saw one another. Okay then. So I'll move on to the events that took place during dinner. There was some trouble involving the butler, I gather. Apparently you were offended by his behavior. There was really ought to know their place. We don't know how my family puts up with it. Never should learn to keep their mouths shut and do as they're told. Seems rather unfeeling. I'm not apologizing for having high expectations. I understand you were the one who discovered your sister's body. However, it was not until the maid screamed that the alarm was raised. Fortunately, this does not make you a prime suspect, well, unfortunately for you. As I said earlier, we have completed our initial search of the property. The search did not turn up any items which gave me cause to suspect anyone in particular. I'm curious about the murder weapon. Okay, so maybe the underwear alone isn't enough. The broken glass seems to have come from one of your sister's mirrors. We found the rest of it in the maid's room. We have established that you have been to the servants' quarter this evening. However, we can't rule out suicide, especially given your sister's mental condition and their obsession with mirrors. It is all very interesting. I'll be completely honest with you now, Mr. Roos. Frankly, your behavior leading up to your sister's death concerns me a great deal. While there is some suspicion regarding your father, I don't currently regard him as a serious suspect. I also think the evidence surrounding the maid might be worth another look. Despite her condition, I don't believe her sister committed suicide. Now, as for what happens next, I'm placing you under arrest on suspicion of this murder of your sister. Oh, okay, I guess I failed. I think another interview with the maid will be required also. A verdict of suicide seems unlikely, I'm afraid. As the only person to be arrested, you remained the prime suspect in the case. The evidence against you was overwhelming. At the trial, it did not take very long for the jury to return a guilty verdict. You were given a life sentence for the murder of your sister, and would be spending the rest of your life sleeping behind bars. In your dank little cell where there was nowhere to hide nor to escape from the nightmares when they came. The deed itself has taken possession of your soul, and perhaps this was their final revenge. Okay, birds running through. That took longer than I thought. That took about an hour. Yeah. Okay, let us see if we can do this. Skip the intro. Okay, so I shouldn't. Okay, four-stick codes. Let's do everything quickly. Maybe I'll retry that method, and hopefully that's enough. let's be expectedly, rude and stuff. Troubles we all deserve. I'm not about to pretend that we are a happy normal family. We never have been. If you want to know why I'm such a troublemaker, you need only look in the mirror. You made me this way. Besides, I suppose I should not be surprised. You have been blaming other people all your life for your failings. Just please try not to cause any scenes while you're here. Today is all about your father. Have you been up to see your sister yet? She has been there for an unusually difficult time recently. I'd rather not talk about her. Jennifer and I still have nothing to say about one another. We really do need to grow out of these silly feuds that have been going on since you were children. We would be at each other's throats all the time back then, as I recall. By now you should have realized that she is your only sibling, and that there are few things more important than family. Anyway, you should go and talk to your father if you haven't already. Wish him a happy birthday. Oh, and at least try to sound like you mean it. And now let's be rude to him. This is a bit too telling. That is none of your concern. My reasons for being here are my own, but really. In other words, there's no purpose at all for your visit. You could at least be happy to see me, father. You know how to make me happy. I refuse to move back here and suffer your abuse. Move back to Dunshire so you can insult and torment your whim, as you always have done. Not likely, father, not in 100 years. You still haven't learned to watch your mouth, have you? The same snot-nosed brat you always were, boy. Obviously, I didn't give you enough discipline as a child. Oh, you beat me plenty, I remember. You gave me dozens of beatings, father. I remember every single one of them. Did you ever consider trying another method, perhaps? For a moment, you were always a snide little weasel. The best I could do was to beat some of it out of you. You should be thanking me for it, not trying to condemn me. I think I've heard enough from you. Get out of here. Okay, talk to your sister. Takes a rat to smell a rat. I do have a keen sense of smell if you notice my scent. Perhaps you are a rat here. I'm nothing like a rat. Filthy, filthy creatures. You used to have a pet rat, didn't you remember why I did that? Okay. That final option is I'm going to make you pay for that for everything. It's too suspicious. I just can't see how your mirror collection's getting on. How many do you have now? Can I get her underwear? Yes, I'm sure. My father is suspicious, but I don't know why, so maybe there's something I don't know about him, maybe he can be the killer. express your affection so obviously in a public. I'm sorry, Mr. Aran, I never. Shush, Ran. Go crawl into your hole somewhere. That's quite enough of your silly jokes, Aran. Anyway, let's not forget why we're here today. To celebrate your father's birthday. It's a very important occasion for us all. Maybe the simple fact that he was there means that if I take that path, the detective will always know I was in this room. Alright, we did much better this time. But is it enough though? I don't know if we're supposed to be a bit more clever about it. Beginning, I will need to search the person who was with you. As you know, I've already spoken to everyone else. This person's house at the time of your sister's death. We have also now completed our initial search of the house, but we'll get to that later. You and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock, and she greeted you at the door. Gloria in the parlor. According to your mother, you were quite unpleasant towards her, but she says that is not unusual. Your mother says she attempted to bring up the topic of your sister, but you were unwilling to talk about her. I've started hearing about my sister's health. All my life I've been hearing about my sister's condition. It gets her out tiresome. I see still. It seems a bit uncaring of you. You went to see your father in the library. I understand your conversation became quite heated. Short fuse, many of our conversations go that way. Will you say he has a violent temper? Absolutely. See, that's good to know. We discussed the prospect of moving back to Don Shield. If used to do so under any circumstances. I understand. I couldn't bear another day living with my family. Fortunately, I hated every moment that I lived in this house. Do you hate your family, Mr. Bruce? So I said. Right? You speak to your sister before dinner? Okay. I think the whole she insulted me and I left. It's brief as most conversations I've had with my sister. When they're rats and not wanting to be insulted by her, I assume that's wrong. Does that make me angry? To be honest, I was used to it from her. Maybe I should have picked and chose when I was angry. And like, made like a memorization game. And so I'll move on to the events that took place during dinner. Apparently you made a comment about your mother's drinking habits. I just wanted to get under her skin, that's all. I'll admit I was just trying to stir up trouble. There was nothing else behind it. Any particular reason? Oh really, my family and I just have to sort that sort of relationship. I gathered that your father or rather lost his temper at one point. Just the usual, he always lost his temper. Maybe I ever gave him cause to get annoyed. I guess that's probably the cause of that. I was trying to be intentionally irritating. It was good of you to admit that. At one point, you made the accusation that the maid and your sister were in some sort of inappropriate relationship. I'm almost certain they were. It seems obvious enough to me. The way those two were carrying on, my parents were just oblivious to it. I believe your sister was in a lesbian relationship with the maid. Almost certainly. Now I need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream? Upstairs. The landing. But the search did not turn up any evidence which gave me cause to suspect anyone in particular. Curious about the murder weapon. Broken glass seems to have come from one of your sister's mirrors we found resting in the maid's room. However, we can rule out suicide, especially given your sister's mental condition and her obsession with mirrors. It's all very interesting. I'll be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. The rare this evening has given me cause for suspicion. Well, not trouble me, but suspicion is better than what it was last time. Well, there is some suspicion regarding your father. I don't currently regard him as a serious suspect. I also think the evidence surrounding the maid might be worth an overlook. By her condition, I don't think your sister committed suicide. As for what happens next, I'm going to ask you to accompany to the station for further questioning. Command risks. Not currently, Mr. Bruce, unless you want it that way. I think another interview with the maid will be required also. The verdict of suicide seems unlikely on the maid. You and Sophia were both taken in for questioning, and you did your best to convince them of your innocence and of the maid's guilt. However, the police soon discovered that you had obvious motives to want your sister dead. From that moment on, you were the prime suspect. Oof. The trial was a long and difficult one. Finally, the jury found you guilty of the crime. You were given a life sentence. Yo, dude, actually, I'm just scrolling down the live stream and found yours. So interesting to watch. Thank you, Maverick. First time joiner. Thank you for joining, really. I was a bit didn't know it was going that well, like my YouTube end of the stream wasn't going that well. But it's nice that you could join. Thank you, how are you doing? Also remember, this game is free to claim until the 27th on Steam if you're interested. This game, I have to do multiple runs, otherwise the stream would be too short. Let's skip the intro again. I'm not sure how long you've been here, how much you know, but this time I'm gonna retry that murder. Hopefully this time I'm gonna make the charge stick, and we can get the maid, caught. I'm not gonna, get the proof on. Of course. Okay, so I should be rude to my mother, pretend like I care about my sister, be passive towards my father, and maybe we should take the book of love poems instead of my sister's underwear. I'm so excited to come across this channel. You're amazing, doing well. Thank you very much. If I may ask, have you hit affiliate status? No, I only recently started streaming, like a month ago. My YouTube channel has been around for much longer. So, you know, so affiliate status is going to take a while. I'm multi-streaming at the moment. care for a tip that can grow your channel? Sure. I feel like I'm doing most I can, but maybe if it's something I haven't done yet, maybe I can do it. Thanks for the tip. The trouble is what you all deserve, is right. If I should link up you with them, so you could ask for tips to grow your channel. I don't think so. I do watch like content like that on occasion. I feel like I've watched enough of that. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen with what I do. It's probably just a case of grinding, especially since I've only been streaming for a month. I don't think there's that much else I could do yet. But thanks for the offer. This time, we will get it. Take a broken glass. So we do this so that it seems daring enough. Stay out of boy, if your mother wants the girl to pour the damn wine, then the girl will pour the damn wine. Poor sir, my apologies. An interfering little rat, isn't he, Daddy? Yes, he is. Why can't you ever keep your mouth shut, boy? Affected? We got off turn. I apologize, Father. Let's be a bit more... something. have you been working towards making the partnership status? Honestly, not that much of multi-streaming, that's all. Stream is a stream. I have a lot of shorts that I post that act as marketing, you know, but other than that, you know, not much. Dusty old rooms of this home in which I live in, come hither to me and do my sweet bidding. Not a bad poem, but very overt. Find yourself unable to continue reading this poem, you're pretty sure that forbidden isn't a word, and that the rest doesn't really rhyme. I thought it was good, and I assumed forbidden was something. Although in all fairness, like, I was gonna say all fairness, English is my second language, but not enough to really justify it as an excuse. Play around with a bunch of different types of deaths, but here it was just, you know, here it's just not, you know, it's taking surprisingly long to get all these ducks in a row. Okay, I thought I almost accidentally clicked bare hands. Quickly go upstairs, go upstairs, go upstairs, go upstairs. I think this might be enough. My sister might attempt suicide. My father is a very short fuse, we have a conversation. Feel that way? He says, violent temper? Absolutely. Apparently that statement is enough to put some suspicion on your father. Of course, I've already made a life elsewhere. Family always treats the servants poorly. No one has to stand up for the servants around here. My family treats them like dirt. Indeed, it was good of you to do so, Mr. Bruce. At one point you made an accusation that your maid and sister were in some sort of inappropriate relationship. I'm almost certain they were. It's obvious enough to me the way those two were carrying on. My parents were just oblivious to it. Believe your sister was in a lesbian relationship with the maid? Almost certainly. Stairs, landing. We found a poem written by her sister, which appears to clearly express romantic feelings towards the maid. Given that we found it in the maid's room, we can be sure that she had read it. Perhaps it is proof that the two of them were involved in a secret relationship. That would make her a suspect. I will certainly have more questions for her at least. I'm curious about the murder weapon. The broken glass seems to have come from one of your sister's mirrors. We found the rest of it in the maid's room. However, we can't rule out suicide, especially given your sister's mental condition and her obsession with mirrors. It's all very interesting. I'll be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. While some of your behavior is even a bit peculiar, I can find no cause for any significant suspicion. Okay, is that the best I'm gonna be able to do? Like, okay, I'm peculiar. Well, there is some suspicion regarding your father. I don't currently regard him as a serious suspect, but I feel quite certain that the maid is telling me something. The possibility of suicide must be considered, although I am personally convinced. Now, as for what happens, you can go for now, but I would appreciate it if you did not leave town. I may have some more questions for you later. Next, I'm going to have to arrest the maid. It's possible that the inquest may return the verdict of suicide. We'll see. Although the inspector harbored his own suspicions about you, the fear the maid was treated as the prime suspect in the case. The evidence you had planted against her led to a trial and a swift conviction. The case caused quite a scandal in the national media, and Sophia gained a lot of unwanted celebrity in the process. She became known in the public imagination as the killer chambermaid. With no other heirs remaining, your father reversed his plans to cut you out of his will. When your parents died, you inherited everything. The ship house was yours, along with the fortune that came with it. However, George the butler found himself unable to continue serving in the place after what had happened. Sad for some reason. As he spent many long sleepless nights wandering through the rooms of the house, he found that its emptiness was reflected within yourself. You had become hollow inside, free of everything but the nightmares that continue to haunt you. Okay, we still have more time, so let me try and get a different kind of victory. Yeah, let's be a bit more uncouth. Only if I can break your dress. Certainly, my dear, but only if I can take your dress. Mr. Rat. That's no way to talk to a lady. I see from your pictures, Mr. Among you exactly have been employed by a family for almost a year. It's just that you have never visited before. I have been busy. I gotta find you, my pretty. Maybe I can convince her to do something? Sure, you can do lots of things for me, love. You can pucker her up just pretty lips and give me a kiss. Mr. Rand, please, that's highly inappropriate. Don't pretend like you don't like the attention. I don't like it when silly girls play hard to get, you know. Not being a tease has gone here. Please, Mr. Rand, you must stop this improper behavior at once. Otherwise, I'll be forced to call someone. Sorry, I must get back to work now. I'll ring the bell when dinner's ready. That really didn't do me any favors. I thought maybe I could convince her something. Sorry about that. I'm not sure how to really progress now. Like, how do we actually do? Let's think. Okay. Seem annoyed about something. I don't like the way you spoke to Sophia just now. Frankly, I'm quite shocked and disgusted, so. Just want her for yourself. How dare you? But you and our colleagues, I would never be as presumptive as you clearly are. I knew it. You have the hots for her, don't you? Would a Scottish person in the 1945 say that? I refuse to dignify that with response. Right. Conversation's over. So maybe we can drive the idea that, like, he likes Sophia, and he killed your sister because she likes Sophia. Have you seen the golden candlestick we usually leave on the dinner table? I think it was there earlier tonight, Mom. I'll look in the pantry later with you. It's terribly valuable. Yes, ma'am. I don't know where you get the nerve, boy. Don't worry, George. I don't believe this for a moment. Thank you, sir. Maybe I should have been taken the sister's underwear, so it's like, maybe like the idea is that like he's a predator or something, and doesn't have any control, and like, okay, that must have been him. Father's room. Okay. It feels heavier now that you are about to make use of it. The candlestick. Creeping up on your sister, you take up the candlestick and feel its weight in your hand. Somehow it feels heavier now that you're about to make use of it. Raising it high above your head, you bring it down with some force in the back of her head. It is enough. She slumps noisily to the floor in front of you, blood seeping from the head wound. You drop the candlestick on the ground behind her corpse. You need to get out of here before someone comes to investigate. I'm guessing different murder weapons give you different amounts of time to escape. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Inspector Winston Lewis. I understand that this is a difficult time for your family. Sorry. I seem to forget sometimes that I've read some of It says that you made several lewd comments and advances towards her during the conversation. This leads me to question your character, I'm afraid. Of course I did. Have you seen the maid? Lily, wouldn't you have done the same? She's a pretty little thing after all. Well, I can say I would have... Worth noting that the butler has also commented on your appropriate behavior towards of a maid. Later he went to speak to the maid again, which is curious. Why did you decide to visit the kitchen? It's obvious I was pursuing the maid. Why do you think? I went to see more of the maid, a lot more. I say, forgive me for suggesting you seem rather lecherous. It claims that you attempted to sexually assault her in the kitchen. Sexual assault. Oh, well, with sexual assault, I only wanted a kiss. Wait a moment, it's not like I tried to rape the girl. I just wanted a harmless hug and a kiss. I think this is what I wanted. You should have realized that. And now you did not stop to chat with either of your parents when you arrived, which strikes me as very peculiar indeed. Makes me wonder what else you were doing that was so important. We'll discuss your conversation with your partner. As I understand it, he confronted you about your earlier behavior with the maid. Apparently you accused him of having an interest in the maid himself. He was likely given his previous behavior. Yes, he's always been that way. Did you speak to your sister before dinner? No, I did not. Let's move on to the events that took place during dinner. I understand that during dinner you made an unseemly accusation towards the butler. Yes, his perverted behavior is quite unseemly. I felt that I had to comment. His blatant leering at the women in this house had gone on for far too long. I see. Did he ever leer at your sister? All the time. Interesting. At one point you made the accusation, but the maid and your sister were in some sort of inappropriate relationship. Certainly were. It seemed obvious enough to me, but the way those two were carrying on, my parents were oblivious to it. I believe your sister was in a lesbian relationship, almost certainly. Interesting. No need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream? There's the landing. Probably wasn't enough to succeed this time. You and George were both taken in for questioning, and you did your best to convince them of your innocence and of the butler's guilt. However, the police soon discovered that you had an obvious motive to want your sister dead. From that moment on, you were the prime suspect. The trial was a long and difficult one. Finally, the jury found you guilty of the crime. You were given a life sentence for murder of your sister, and would be spending the rest of your life sleeping behind bars. Alright, last attempt probably for the night. Is there a way to have your sister commit suicide? I'm gonna restart Vital menu because I think I know what we're have to do to actually get to that point. About your sister. I wanted to ask you something about working for my family, huh? What's it like? Okay, so this option, this increases the odds of suspicion on other people. So, George, mother, what's it like working for my insane sister? Can't be easy working for someone as mentally unstable as my little sister. This Jennifer can be unpredictable at times, but that only makes the day more interesting. She hasn't done anyone any harm lately, then. Only herself, I think. Since I arrived, she seems to do nothing but sit there at the writing desk in the drawing room all day. Apparently that wasn't the case before. I certainly hope I haven't done anything to cause it. This poem should be in your sister's room, I think. Since your sister's condition has become worse, your mother has become rather cold and withdrawn. Your sister has gone through difficult spells before, but it never affected your mother quite like this. There's a darkness that I've not seen in her before. I should say no more, please excuse me, sir. this could work. Okay, wait, leave it here. I have to talk to the father first, and maybe to the sister. Let's talk to the sister first. Maybe this will add something to the level. How are you feeling? Worried about it. You wanted to have me sent away, don't you? Well, it won't work. It won't. I can tell you. Go away. I don't want to speak to you anymore. Of course, have your say. I will consider it if my sister is put into care. If I were to move back to Dunshire, I would have some expectations. Oh, and what expectations would those be? Firstly, I refuse to suffer your daily insults. You will need to learn to be more decent towards me. Secondly, I want my sister to be put into care where she belongs. I cannot live with her insanity for another day. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You obnoxious little selling out your own blood. Those are my terms. Well, you know what you can do with your terms? The nerve of you. You're the same stomp as brat you always were. Boy, obviously I didn't give you enough discipline as a child. If you can't be civil, I will take my leave. Let's plant the glass, and that should be enough to get the perfect crime. Take the broken glass. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. All the effort. Come on. Sophia isn't interested in your advances, sister. Shut up, Rat, you ruin everything. Rat, don't accuse your sister of such things, that's quite enough. Anyway, let's not forget birthday. Decided your sister's wardrobe is the ideal location to plant some evidence. Police will definitely search this room thoroughly. sister might attempt suicide. Said you would only move back if your sister was placed into psychiatric care. For her own well-being, their own best interest at heart, she belongs in care. Maybe right, Mr. Bruce, however, you seem to be the only one who felt that way. Let's discuss your conversation with the butler. Talk about your mother's recent moods, yes? You seem very worried about her. My mother was having a very hard time dealing with my sister's condition, apparently. Sounded like she had been pushed to breaking point. Did you speak to your sister before dinner? Yes, I did. Discussed her illness and her obsessions. Spoke about her condition. I was aware that she was going through a particularly difficult time. And she seemed distressed too. Yes, you could say that. You're not in a good place, mentally speaking. I see. Let's move on to the events that took place at dinner. Apparently, you made a comment about your mother's drinking habits. For her own good. For her own good, someone needed to comment. Well, I had to say something. I thought she was drinking quite much. Do you think this has anything to do with it doesn't cover her sister's condition? Well, certainly. Accidentally got that right. Accidentally. Apparently you accused your sister of making unwanted advances towards the maid. Well, someone needed to talk to her about it. I felt I needed to call attention to it. She was just embarrassing herself. Though her sister had strong feelings for the maid. It's very strong feelings, but I'm not sure the maid knew anything about it. I see. Now we need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Upstairs, on the landing. On the upstairs landing. Thank you. It is entirely possible that these feelings of unrequited love contributed to your sister's demise. I am curious about the murder weapon. Broken glass seems to have come from one of your sister's mirrors. Now the rest of it in the mainstream. We've established that you have been to the servants' quarters this evening. However, we can't rule out suicide, especially given your sister's mental condition and her obsession with mirrors. It's all very interesting. While some of your behavior has been peculiar, I can find as cause for insignificant suspicion, alright? Well, there is some suspicion regarding your father. I don't currently regard him as a serious suspect. I also don't think the evidence surrounding the maid might be worth another look. I think I will also be taking another look at the evidence surrounding the mother. All that said, a lot of this evidence does seem to point towards suicide. Now, as for what happens next, you can go for now, but I appreciate it if you don't want to leave town. I may have more questions for you later. I think another interview with the maid will be required also, and I will need to be speaking to your mother again. An inquest will probably consider suicide as a very real possibility. Although the inspector harbored his own suspicions about you, the evidence of suicide you had planted was quite conclusive. The inquest resulted in a clear verdict. With no other heirs remaining, your father reversed his plans to cut you out of his will. When your parents died, you inherited everything. The Dunshell house was yours, along with the fortune that came with it. However, George and Sophia found themselves unable to continue serving in the place after what had happened. Okay, so that's a pretty clever way of handling the murder to end the stream with. Thanks everyone for joining this stream. This was The Deed. It's free to claim until the 27th of September on Steam. Free to claim forever. It's a fun little thing, and there are a couple more murder methods, I'm guessing. Although I don't know if any of them are going to be as good as that. Please check out my content on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. I stream on alternating Wednesdays, on Saturdays, every Saturday and Sunday. I post stream schedules and shorts based on the content. Really, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mark Rick 01 for joining, and anyone else.